Welcome into the bunker of General Gridiron. We're about to map out the way this college football weekend is gonna go. Will your favorite team be marching to victory, or will the enemy be taking your battle flag? And before the madness of Halloween arrives next weekend, there's still time for your team to show its real face and take care of business on the football field. So, man your battle stations. We're ready for another round of General Gridiron's football foretelling. Clemson at Miami. The South Beach Suntanners have been taking it easy on the sand thus far in 2015. Sure, trips to Cincinnati and breathtaking Boca Raton have interrupted the Golden Boys' leisure time, but they still sit by the surf with a 4-2 mark. Meanwhile, the Pickens County Plowboys are riding high with a number 5 ranking and an untarnished record. The Tigers seem to be on a mission to punch their ticket to the college football playoff. And what better part of the country to help bring back the memories of a 1981 national championship season than in the community where that enshrinement happened? Dabo, you better get ready to dance. The Generals victor? Clemson. Auburn at Arkansas. Pig suey potentate Brett Bielema has made it clear he's no fan of the Auburn Plainsmen, and the root of this SEC West dysfunctional family struggle is the visored one himself on Auburn's sideline, the natural state's own native son. Coaching staffs in Fayetteville have laughed and made fun of the Gus Bus, calling him high school because of his high-octane reputation in the Arkansas prep ranks. But before this little affair ends in the Ozarks Saturday, Malzahn will be taking the Hogs to school and showing them that Auburn's 12th grade way of doing things is greater than Arkansas's kindergarten way of jealousy. The Generals victor? Auburn. Tennessee at Alabama. The third Saturday in October rivalry is now played on the fourth Saturday in October, but everybody still calls it the third Saturday in October. Confused? One look at the calendar and you'll see time is running out for the Saugatuck, Michigan trumpeter to get his Vols in tune for another bowl game. You don't get bowl swag when you play the second half of the schedule like you did the first. And a concert in T-Town for a third Saturday in October battle, played on the fourth Saturday in October, is going to have Smokey and Butch howling and trumpeting off tune toward their after-Christmas destination. The Generals victor? Alabama. Texas Tech at Oklahoma. The General has been pretty dang good with his pigskin prowess this year, but I do owe Coach Bob and the Boomer Sooner Brigade a big apology. I didn't think they'd have much luck on their field trip north to Kansas State last week. Oklahoma ended up squeaking by the K-State Cats 55-0. This weekend, a raiding party from Lubbock rides into Norman with their Colt 45s drawn, hoping to have a little fun in Campus Corner when the night is done. But the Boomers have already been corralled by one of them other Lone Star gangs this year, and you can bet your bottom silver bullet the home team is going to hit the field with their own guns blazing. The Generals victor? Oklahoma. Indiana at Michigan State. The key to defeating the Spartans is don't punt. Too soon? Kevin Wilson's Crimson and Cream Caravan hits the road to try and pull off another close contest against a big-time Big Ten program. Earlier in the season, we saw them dang near pull it off against the defending national champ Buckeyes. And as pesky as the Hoosiers can be, they won't have enough saliva to stomach the Sparties, and the old brass spittoon will stay in East Lansing. The Generals victor? Michigan State. Still to come on this week's college football forecast, is Charlie going to stay strong in the Longhorn State? The mighty Stanford tree has a Washington dog ready to sprinkle it, and we learn about the facts of life. Stay tuned, Trooper. We'll be right back.
Because you want more flavor, at Nuke's we marinate and grill to perfection. Because you want the latest culinary tastes and trends, we never rest. At Nuke's, great food drives us. So we are meticulous in our preparation, obsessed with the quality of our ingredients, and uncompromising about serving you our very best. We believe that sharing a memorable meal is one of life's ultimate pleasures. Join us at Nuke's Eatery.
Hello, countrymen. This is General Gridiron back with you. Each week, this fabulous football forecast is heard on some of the finest radio stations east and west of the Mississippi, including WBRT FM 97.1 in Bardstown, Kentucky, home of the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. and 1400 The Score, WFOR AM, and Southern Miss's hometown of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. We appreciate all of our radio partners. Now let's get back into the football fight. Texas A&M and Ole Miss. After having offensive tackle Laramie Tunsil's big engine sitting in the repair shop the whole season, the Rebels are ready for him to get out of the loaner car and crank up the offensive line. Last week, old number 78 would have come in handy, as Hugh Freeze's attempts to get 4th and 1s against Memphis proved to be disastrous. The 12th man will be keeping a close eye on Tunsil in this contest by the Grove, but after their own setback to Bama last week, the College Station cadets will be ready to take Tunsil and the rest of the Rebs around town for a little Texas-sized test drive. The Generals victor, Texas A&M. Florida State at Georgia Tech. That 80s TV sitcom, The Facts of Life, had a pretty catchy theme song. And with that in mind, we look at this nighttime pillow fight inside Bobby Dodd Stadium. You take the good, Florida State. They're undefeated, ranked number 9, and have Clemson firmly on their warpath. They're kind of like Blair Warner. You take the bad, Georgia Tech, losers of 5 straight. They were expected to compete for coastal glory, and now they're on their way to not going to a bowl for the first time since the Summer Olympics were in Hotlanta. They're the Natalie Green of college football right now. The Generals victor, Florida State, and that's the facts of life. Washington at Stanford. When Washington and the big tall tree of Stanford get together, the shores of the Pacific holler with excitement. Okay, maybe it's not that thrilling, but this Pac-12 North encounter will prove important for the singular Cardinal, who sit atop the standings with a 4-0 conference mark. Could this be the year the Silicon Valley programmers compute their way to a Pac-12 title? My Logic, Ram, and Bites are all betting on David Shaw's boys in this one. The Generals victor, Stanford. Kentucky at Mississippi State. Cats and dogs clamor in Cowbell Town as UK winds its way to Mississippi for a chance to put another win in its SEC litter box. But in this dog-eat-dog world we live in, the Bluegrass Ballers don't know that on this football Saturday, a seemingly harmless bulldog will have the power and might of a Rottweiler and will be munching on deep-fried kitty cat for supper. The Generals victor, Mississippi State. Kansas State at Texas. There's going to be a whole lot of excited fans work their way into DKR for a chance to see them Horns hook another Big 12 foe. The Burnt Orange Beef team did look grade A in their Red River rivalry rout the other week, but this is still a Charlie Strong coach team we're talking about, and K-State hits Weird Austin looking for a reset of their own football season. The Generals victor, and a close one, sorry Charlie, Kansas State. Now those were some mighty bold projections. We'll be right back in a moment to wrap up this week's General Gridiron with our rapid-fire picks. So stay tuned, you dirty, nasty leg. This is General Gridiron back with you. We've already maneuvered through this weekend's frontline college football showdowns. Now it's time to fix bayonets and storm the field with our rapid-fire football forecast. Northwestern knocks out Nebraska. Ohio State rings Rutgers' neck. Baylor bests Iowa State. Arizona cactuses Washington State. NC State wallops Wake Forest. Nevada takes Hawaii's leg. Louisville besets Boston College. Oregon State beaver dams Colorado. Penn State cracks Maryland's shell. LSU tops Western Kentucky. Pittsburgh squeezes Syracuse. Connecticut wins a close one at Cincinnati. Navy commandeers Tulane. Boise State lassos Wyoming. Missouri takes Vanderbilt's star. Utah surfs past USC. Wisconsin wins at Illinois. North Carolina vexes Virginia. Duke demonizes Virginia Tech. And Oklahoma State rides roughshod over the Kansas Jayhawks. Well, troops, you can now put your swords back in their scabbards. We'll be back again next week, same General Gridiron time, same General Gridiron station. So don't forget to tune us in on the radio, Facebook, and YouTube TV. And don't forget to tell your friends all about the show. Just search for General Gridiron. This is John Rawl, the General of Gridiron Glory, thanking you for letting me be a part of your football weekend. General Gridiron is a production of CRM Sports. For more, log on to crmsports.com.
That'll be all, y'all.